I am Sye Rodriguez, and today I am going to share with you something I'm learning, and that is how to get up early in the morning. I'm going to give you some tips, and I'm also going to share something really cool that I just learned, which is also a tip. It's going to be number 11. So I'm going to share with you 11 tips to help you to get up early in the morning. And I'm doing this for a reason, but we'll get to that in just a second. So let's just go ahead and start off. If you want to start getting up early in the morning, the first thing you want to do is you want to have a reason why, a good reason why. And my reason why is pretty big. Everything in my life is not exactly how I want it to be, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that I end up staying up late and getting up late. So I want to change that. I've gone through cycles like this before, but I always have the intention of it sticking, so I want it to stick this time. And I'm also doing this video. Well, that's another story, but I want to change my life. But you need to have a reason why. So I want to change my life. What's your reason? Number 2, you don't want to think about anything before you get out of bed. Just get out so you don't have a chance to change your mind. And that makes a lot of sense because you've probably woke up before and gave yourself and thought to yourself, do I want to get out of bed or not? You know, I don't want to go. I don't know exactly what your thoughts are. They're probably different than mine, so I won't go into my thoughts about that. But for whatever reason, if you don't get out of bed, you might just fall back asleep. So just get out of bed. Now, use an alarm. This just makes it easier to get up instead of relying on some other method. And there are a couple of different things people can do that I've heard recommended. One person recommends using an app alarm called an Alarm Clock Plus because it makes you do math problems before it will turn off. And so that is supposed to wake you up and get you out of the state of grogginess. But for me personally, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to put my alarm outside of my room so that I have to get up literally to go and turn it off. And that's what I'm going to do. I also have kids, so I don't want to wake them up ahead of time either by making it take me too long to turn my alarm off with an app. But that might work for some people, and that app is called Alarm Clock Plus. Now, number 5, have a reward to look forward to in the morning for getting up. For example, you might like tea, like me. Maybe you like coffee. Maybe you have some special smoothie, but something that motivates you to get up. That is also going to help you to get up early in the morning. And you want to wake up at the same time every morning. Having that same wake up time just sets a habit, and it makes it easier for you. It just makes your body ready to get up at that time once you get used to it. You know how habits are, so I won't go into the details. Some people say it takes 21 days to make a habit. You can use that to your advantage by sticking with it for 3 weeks. I've heard some people say it takes even longer than that, but one way or another, the longer that you do it, the more likely it is that your body is going to be on that time frame and going to get up easy. Number 7, this is probably the one that I think is the most important, and it's part of the reason I'm making this video right now, and that is that you tell someone that you are going to get up in the morning at a certain time so you have some accountability. So here I am, I'm telling you, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be getting up at 6 a.m., and it was easy to say it. Is it going to be easy to do it? Probably not the first day. The reason for me is probably that it's going to be difficult for me to get myself to go to bed in a decent time so it's easy to get up. For multiple reasons that might be hard for me, but one way or another, I'm telling you, I recommend that you tell somebody so it's not just a thought in your head. And that is going to be your superpower. That is for me, at least. Okay, have a morning routine. So once you start getting up, create a morning routine that you like or that is productive, that gets you in a habit of doing certain things so that you have that to look forward to, or that you just know that that's when you get those things done. So get that morning routine started. Think about it a little bit, change it up if you need to make it more suitable for you, but create some kind of a morning routine. Number 9, don't exercise close to bedtime. And this is contrary to what some people say, because some people believe that you're going to tire yourself out if you exercise and that's going to help you to sleep. But it's not true, because you get all kinds of endorphin chemicals that get going in your brain, and those feel good if you want to be awake, but they're not really that good for sleeping. So I would avoid doing exercise, at least any kind of vigorous exercise, close to bedtime. Yoga, I think, on the other hand, for example, is an excellent one. We can call that 9A, since it's not actually a tip I have down for you, but I know for a fact that if you do some yoga before you go to bed, or if you just do some meditation, some deep breathing, that you will sleep better and deeper. And I know this for sure. So it's going to help you to get a more restful sleep, which is going to help you to wake up in the morning. So, what is sleep inertia? We're about to get to number 11 here. Sleep inertia is basically resistance to waking up. So, it's defined by Wikipedia as a psychological state characterized by a decline in motor dexterity and a subjective feeling of grogginess immediately following an abrupt awakening. This impaired alertness may interfere with the ability to perform mental or physical tasks. Okay, so this is part of the reason that when you wake up, it can be more difficult sometimes than others. So you're in this state and you have to basically force yourself out of the state. And there is a tip that I have here that might help you to get out of this state. And I tried it last night. Didn't work out perfectly because many reasons. I won't go into great detail about that right now. But consider timing your sleep cycles. You sleep in 90-minute cycles, from light sleep to deep sleep, back awake. And in those cycles, if you wake up in the middle of one of those cycles, that's where you feel sleep inertia the most. So the idea is to wake up at the end of one of those cycles. So, for example, if you wanted to sleep, get up at 6 in the morning, you could pick a 7.5 hour sleep time or a 9-hour sleep time. And then you'd also need to account for the fact that it takes about 14 minutes for the average person to fall asleep. So, if you want to get up at 6, go to sleep at 10:16. Take you about 14 minutes to fall asleep. That'll be 10:30, and you wake up 7.5 hours after you fall asleep at 6 a.m., and that should be at the end of one of those sleep cycles, which should make it easier for you to get up. Now, if you wanted to do 9 hours, then you'd have to go to bed at 8:46 if you wanted to get up at 6. But basically, just add 14 minutes on to any amount of 1.5 hour sleep cycles. For example, like we talked about, 5 hours, 5 1.5 hour or 5 90-minute sleep cycles is 7.5 hours. 6 90-minute sleep cycles is 9 hours. And you could do it however you want to, but I think to really feel good, you're going to need at least 7.5 hours of sleep. I would tend to want to go 8 hours of sleep, but I do understand this thinking, and it's worked for some people. Like I said, tried it already last night, and I'm going to be trying it again. I'm going to be continuing to do this. So that is the tip number 11. Time your sleep cycles, and listen to this video again if you need to remember how long a sleep cycle is, and also how long it takes about to fall asleep. So I hope that these 11 tips that I've given you will help you to get up in the morning. And like I said, tell somebody so you're going to be accountable. Like I've told you that I'm going to do this. I can't believe I did this, but now I'm accountable to do it. And I will update you on this at some point, maybe in the near future, maybe a week from now, maybe a month from now, and let you know how it's going. One way or another, if you like this video, please subscribe, leave your comments below, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.